everybody. Hey, welcome. Happy Friday. Happy day. So happy that you're here live in the cafe with me and Luna. She is over here right now, right behind me, but you can't see me on this view, but I just wanted to welcome you to the cafe. Marcus, there's your llama. And all the animals that are here to greet you. So just kind of say hi to them. Welcome. They're welcoming you. There's Rudy, the little black and white kitty, who's always here in the cafe to welcome you. And we have happy snakes and, really funny snakes and squirrels and sheep and lizards and piggies and cardinals and dogs and cats and horses. Oh my. So just wanted to, oh yes. Okay, Marcus, there you are. Luna and the llama. Yeah. So just, life is good, right? I hope that you are having a great day. I hope everybody's having a great day. So today, I thought it would be really great to talk about healing with our animals and healing together. I don't know if you, well, I guess let me just start with a question about healing with animals. It's like, do you know what to do if your animal companion or another animal, any animal, is not feeling well or injured? Well, I'll tell you what, you are in the right place, because I'm going to be sharing with you some simple techniques that you can practice with your animal companions to support their healing process. And I like to call this healing together. So stick around. And if you're new, please write new in the comments, because we have a lot of new people here in the cafe. There's a lot of people coming and going. So feel free to write new in the comments. Where are they? It depends on where you are. So it's pretty easy to find the comments if you're on Facebook. But if you're on YouTube and you're on a cell phone, they're kind of hard to find sometimes. So poke around and just kind of have fun playing with YouTube and Facebook. And I want to welcome you. And if you are new, you write new in the comments. But if you're new, you don't know me. My name is Janet Dobbs of Animal Paradise Communication and Healing. And my greatest joy is to help you discover your unique way of telepathically communicating with animals. Yes, you can, and yes, you do. And also how to heal with them. And that's our topic for today, healing together. What does that mean? Healing together. Marcus, I missed this one. Old? What do you mean old? Can you explain that one? Oh my goodness. Always having fun here. Old? No, nobody's old here. So, healing together. Did you know that our animals heal us in a similar way that we can heal them? So we're kind of on this journey together. It's not a separate, not new. I get it, Marcus. Of course you're not new. You are old. No, I'm kidding. I'm old. You're young. But thank you for liking. I like to. So healing together. A lot of people, and here comes Max. And Luna is, no, she's not. I thought that was Luna over there. Okay, this is Luna right here. So say hi to Luna, everybody, the little silly girl, and her brother. Who knows where she is? I think she's out on the cafe porch. But healing together. It's so often we think of ourselves like we humans, animals, we're separate. But it's really different when we think about the oneness, right? How it changes everything. But do you know what to do? Like, let's say your animal companion isn't feeling well, or maybe they're hurt or injured. You know the feeling, I've had the feeling of helplessness, not knowing what to do, calling the veterinarian, of course, just to make sure, especially if it's something serious, you take them right away. But what can you do? I'm here to let you know and show you something you can do with your animal companions or any animal. It's a really wonderful, amazing technique. And the first time I heard about it, I was like, are you kidding me? Something that simple can be that powerful? Yes. So, it's like I'm just kind of sitting here with that feeling of helplessness. And it's such a horrible feeling. And when I have that feeling, I have to take a step back and breathe and go like, remember, there are actions you can take. And I think it's so important to have those actions, to know what to do. So when that emergency or when that time comes, it's like, they're not feeling so well. I don't know what's going on with them. I can't do anything. I wish I knew. So there's a couple of things. You can communicate with them telepathically, but that's another topic. And there's techniques that you can do to help and support them until you can, if they need to go to a veterinarian, there is something you can do until you can get them there. And it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to tell you a little story. This is pretty amazing, so please stick around for this one. This isn't my personal experience, but I'm going to share with you one of mine in a second. But there was this little dog, and their human was in a panic, desperate, because they thought their dog was dying. The dog was kind of listless. It didn't want to get up and walk around. It didn't want to eat. And so she thought the dog was probably going to die. And so she called an animal communicator, a friend of mine. And she says, I don't know what to do. And so she scheduled an in-person session, but you don't have to do this in person. Okay, with this, you kind of did. So the animal communicator went and saw the dog and was like, oh my gosh. So kind of judging them, what they saw without checking in with the dog. Like, oh my God, this dog is like really end of life. And she talked with the dog, had a little thing, and then she did some healing work. I'm going to tell you about that later. And I'm going to show you exactly what she did. And she did it for about a half hour to an hour, and she taught the human what to do while she left. And a day or two later, the human called the animal communicator and said, oh my God, Fluffy is running around the backyard. What? Are you kidding me? So she went back, and the animal communicator went back and saw Fluffy, and sure enough, Fluffy was back. Fluffy was back, like no aches or pains. Okay, just a little, especially if you're older, we all have a little bit of aches and pains. But running around, just like, how did this happen? This is a miracle, right? Pretty exciting. And something so simple. I also have had an experience. There was this horse that became my horse, my heart horse. Let me see if I can show you a picture of Nathan. So this is, see the white horse right there? That is Nathan, and that's who I'm talking about. So I didn't really want to talk about the underground peace movement, but wanted to share with you the white horse, Nathan. So Nathan was a huge part of my life. I saw him quite often, but when he came to an equine elder sanctuary, and they gave him less than a week to live. And I went to meet him probably the day after, and he couldn't move his back feet. He couldn't move his tail. Well, he could move his back feet, but they dragged, so he was standing, but he couldn't move his tail. And I did some energy work, similar to what I'm going to teach you. And there were some others working with him. And he lived for many years later. He picked up his back feet, his tail moved probably within a week or two, it started moving. So pretty amazing stuff can happen. So are you ready for me to share with you exactly what it was and what you can do? So I call this technique petting a butterfly's aura. Because butterflies are really, really sensitive. And a lot of times we humans, when we work with, yay, Marcus. I'm ready to. Okay, I'm keeping the suspense building, right? But a lot of us, when we work with animals, let me see. I got a horse here. See a little horse. We just touch them like that, We put our hands on them and we're just, and that doesn't feel very good, does it? I mean, it's like you pet them. It's like, So we want to think about working with our animals as if you're petting, like pretend this microphone is a butterfly and we're just gently petting a butterfly's aura. Doesn't that feel different than, I'm not going to hit the microphone, but, kind of poking or heavy-handed, right? So keep in your mind the thought of a butterfly. So feel your connection to a butterfly right now. And when you do healing energy work, I don't like the word channel, but that's kind of a word we humans can kind of relate to. It's kind of movement, right? So we need to be clear. And Native people will say, we need to become like a hollow bone. That's kind of a graphic picture for me, but I get it. It's like, a hollow bone is clear of anything blocking what's going through it, right? So another thing to think about is, for me, we just had our hot water heater burst again. And so think of a hose or a water pipe. If a hose is bent, what happens to the water? It either gets completely blocked or it can't flow through the hose as well as it did when the hose was unkinked. So that's the reason that we humans need to practice, like a meditation practice, because the more we practice, the easier it is for energy to flow through us, in us. So it helps us to unblock any blockages, which is just really Yes. Oh God, Marcus. We had a lot of cold showers. It was pretty awful for a week. I have a new appreciation, and what I love to say is gratitude. And that's another thing I like to really remember, and it helps me with my blocked pipes inside of me to always just find something to be grateful for, right? But I digress just a tad. So I'm going to teach you this technique. But first, you need to be in this really grounded place. Because if we're like, oh my God, Fluffy's hurt, what do I do? Is that serving Fluffy or Spike or, whoever, Aurora, whatever your dog, cat, horse, other wild animals are called? When we're like, what do I do? Which is me a lot, until I take a breath. It just makes everybody really even more worried. So we need to get into this place of being grounded and centered and breathing. And then we can be that place where healing can take place. And so back to that technique that the animal communicator did with that dog that went from on death's door to running around being energetic, feeling great again, eating again. And also the horse Nathan, part of what helped him live a much better life. Okay, I'm getting to it. I kind of like to call it petting a butterfly's aura. So here it is. So get yourself kind of grounded and centered. Feel your feet on the ground. You can, so you need to be with your animal companion. So let's pretend this is the little dog, Fluffy, right? So you need to be able to have your hand close to Fluffy, okay? And all you're going to do, it's really simple. Here's, get Fluffy in my, I hope you can see Fluffy okay. So what you do is you breathe in, you get yourself nice and quiet, and then you take your hand, and instead of just going in really fast like that, I don't know if you can see very well. Instead of going in really fast like that, you just very gently, as if it's a butterfly that's going to fly away, bring your hand over their head So this is a little dog. So you do maybe a finger. And then you just go down their spine, off the body, and then gently go away. Keep breathing. And then you come back and you just go down their body. I'm going to demonstrate on my arm. So you do it with me. So take a nice slow breath, and you can have your arm however it is. Oh, this focus. Okay, this might be better. I think you can see this. So imagine my elbow is the head of a dog, a cat, a smaller animal, not a horse. And this is their tail. So what you do is you bring your hand in very gently and you just breathe. I'm not sure you can see this very well. Maybe like that. And you have not touching the body, hands off an inch or two above the body, and just slowly and gently bring your hand down the spine to the tail, and then gently off. And then you bring your hand just gently back. Like imagine this is water. You're just gently going through the water and you're trying not to make waves. And then the head, down the head, the neck, the spine, down to the tail, and then gently off. And then you repeat that again, feeling your connection with the animal, just breathing normally. And you just bring your hand down. And you just keep doing that. And as you do it, notice what you might feel. So on your own arm, notice what you feel. Do you feel hot, heat, cool, tingly, a little magnetic sensation, like your hand wants to gently, like, okay, woo. Or nothing, it doesn't matter. And if you feel anything, it's just energy. Right? But this is the technique and that I like to call petting a butterfly's aura. Now, if you have a horse, and you have a baby horse, but if you have a horse, they're obviously bigger, even if it's a mini. You know, little mini horses? They're about the size of a Great Dane. Right? But you would use both hands. So and so, like, say this is their head. How are we doing this? I hope you can see my, over here. Okay, so this is their head, and you start up at the head, and you bring your hands down their neck. You can have your hands like that or like that. Just keep them about the same height off the horse's body, down their spine, and then down their tail to the ground. And then you gently come back up. You know, their head's way up here, gently coming down their neck, and then down the spine, and down the ground. And with a big horse or even a dog or cat, let's see if I can slowly demonstrate. And I'll just use my finger. So you can, this angle is funny. You can start at the head. You want to make sure you don't tickle them. And you come down. And instead of going down the tail here, you can go down a leg. And then you can come down and then go down that leg. And then go back. You know, you're using both hands. And go down that way. And in the case of a horse, you might go on the other side. And another thing that's really, really, really important with horses, dogs, cats, let them move around. Don't force them. If they're like, okay, I've got to walk over here, let them walk over there. Sometimes they just need a drink of water, because water is really important when you're doing any kind of energy work. And if they're, excuse me, they may be done. So just respect that. They've had enough. So let them go and let's go, okay, you're done. And you can do it again. You can do it throughout the day. You can do this technique throughout the day. You can do it once a day, whatever works for you. But try it out. Try it on yourself. You can do this with another human as well. So if you were doing it with a human, you would just kind of scan their body, off their body, you know, and go down their feet, go down their arms, or you could even just leave your hand in one spot and just breathe and just feel. And healing takes place. It's just really beautiful. Oh, yeah. So thanks, Marcus. What to do. I hope that helped you understand what to do. And I can explain it again. But yes, it is very calming. And so think about this. If you're tense because you're hurting, and what happens? You have an owie. Maybe you put your hand on a body part that hurts. You're healing yourself when you do that. It's like a knee-jerk reaction, right? It's a reaction. Ow, put your hand there. So you're self-healing. But also, you tense up when you're hurting. And when you're tense, you can't heal as well. So if you can get calm, relaxed, and peaceful, healing can take place on deeper levels. And one thing that's kind of exciting, a lot of us think of healing as only being physical. But when you work with energy, it works on many different levels. And you don't have to control it. You have to I have to focus it here. You just offer, right? It's really easy peasy. And then the energy knows where to go. And what you're doing is supporting and empowering the animal to heal themselves. And the healing can take place, like I said, physically, but sometimes we have emotions or something mentally going on with us or the animals too. That needs healing. Or maybe, something on the spiritual level needs help, support, healing before that physical issue is going to heal. So it's up to the animal. We're there to support them, but we're not going to fix them. We're going to empower them to help heal themselves, but we're doing it together. So I said, healing together. And did you know that they can do the same thing with us? They have the ability, we all have the natural ability to heal. It's just our birthright. Laying on of hands has been around since the beginning of time. It's nothing new. It's not woo-woo. It is. Just try it. See what happens. Try it with yourself or any animals. And you can do this with wild animals. Now, like I was saying, petting a butterfly's aura, this is really good practice. But it can be a real challenge. So if you have butterflies or something very sensitive, a sensitive like a fly, or any kind of a sensitive kind of winged insect, not one that's going to sting you, but they will reflect you and let you know if you're doing it right. Meaning, is your energy calm? Are you calm? Are you have you created a place or space for healing to take place, right? And you can test yourself. I do this with deer too. It's like one little movement. If you move wrong, they're gone, right? So if you gently, pretend this is a butterfly, if you gently, with your hand, really slowly approach them, and you might have to start further away and then see if you can get closer. If you can get closer, you are in the right place and space. And if not, it's just their what do you call it? Fright and flight? Their natural instincts to protect themselves. But if you're in that really beautiful space, they'll feel your beautiful true self, and they might even let you touch them. You got to be gentle, just really nice and slow and gentle. So that's a good way to check yourself to see if you're doing it right. Right for you is not going to be right for me. Right for me is not necessarily going to be 100% right for you. But it's just a really great technique. Practice it. Practice. Whenever you think about it, or practice on yourself, just notice how it feels. And then, if there is ever a time when your animal companion is hurting, or they're just not feeling themselves, you can do that technique to help and support them. And you know what? It helps you too. So we kind of are healing each other together, because we're in this together. Our animals are on this path called life with us for a reason. The animals that are in your lives are there for a purpose and a reason, and you're sharing your life with them and they're sharing their life with you. I think that's just the most amazing thing. So, yeah. So that's the technique that you can do anytime, anywhere. It's so simple, easy peasy, right? Yeah, so on another note, and if you have any questions about that, please write them in the comments, or you can write me privately. That's fine. But this is just like such a great technique to do. And it's so simple, right? Did you notice how easy peasy it is? So I just want to also celebrate. It's Friday, but guess what? Tuesday is the summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's a really, really, really special time. Okay, it's the winter solstice in the Southern Hemisphere. Also a very magical, special, energetically powerful time of the year. So celebrating summer, we are celebrating summer right here in the Animal Lovers Cafe. And part of that celebration, you'll find in the description. So please find the description, click on those little arrows or whatever it is you need to click on. There is a link that will take you to a blog post that I wrote about the summer solstice and animals and us. But also at the very bottom, just scroll to the bottom, there's a little guided meditation that you can do to connect you with the sun and with all that is as far as the longest day of the year. So I hope that you will check that out and enjoy that. Enjoy the little guided meditation with your animal companions. Invite them to join you. Yeah. So I just want to thank you so much. Let's just celebrate. Celebrate summer. Happy summer to you all. Thank you for being here with me and with the animal companions, your animal companions, with all the members of the Animal Lovers Cafe. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you can be notified of when I'm going to be next and whatever videos are being loaded. And just have the best day, have the best summer. And we're just going to celebrate a little bit here with summertime music. Don't you love Dixieland? I do. I used to play in a Dixieland band. But anyhow, thanks everybody. I'll see you all soon. Come by the cafe anytime. Take care. Have a great day. Have fun with your animals, no matter what. Everybody. Bye. Thanks. Have fun.